Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're doing awesome. So, I totally forgot to put on coffee, so I'm gonna do the intro pretty quick. But yeah, we have a little bit of stuff to do because we didn't really have a situation, but we could have had a situation. So, stick around and I'll tell you all about it. I just gotta go make some coffee first because I will need it for this episode. So now that's on and I feel much more at peace. But anyway, there's like two main reasons for me to film today. I was kind of not gonna do it today because I've been working and I just wanted a quiet day for myself. But I do go in here even though I'm not filming, obviously. And I did notice that the spitting cobra, I can see a little duty over there. But I suspect that it's more because I have opened it up and it smells way too much for that little turd, and she took down a pretty big meal, so I kind of have to pull her out. And since I rarely do that, I don't do it super often, so I figured I wanted to film that, and I didn't want to wait until like Sunday or tomorrow or whatever. Because it does smell, and she lives in there. Of course, you want it to be nice. And I also noticed this little thing when I was checking out the spectacle cobra, who is, by the way, hanging out there. So it's the inside of the ventilation, and this is the outside, which I had to secure with a piece of tape because it's loose. So I have no idea if he was kind of up there poking around and this just came off. But it doesn't really matter. That's pretty dirty. Hi, buddy. Hi. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Loose ventilations is a no-go. We're not doing that over here. So I am actually gonna set him up in this one instead. It's a bit premature. I would have wanted to wait for I don't know, maybe the end of the year, because he's not massive. He's been growing quite a lot, but he's still on the smaller side. Like compared to the adult size, he's basically a baby. But I'd much rather he spend his time in here and can't escape. And I do really want to stop using this enclosure for him anyway, because it kind of sucks for him. I will, however, remove this old, I'm not sure if this is silicone or if this is just hot glue, but it doesn't look very professional. But I am gonna reseal this enclosure with some fresh new silicone, and I'm thinking about moving the copperhead in there instead and let the saw-scale vipers take that one, because so I set this enclosure up like a long time ago, and instead of like doing good lighting, I set up this cage in the middle, which normally you would want it towards the side. Hi, buddy. but this is how I did it because I'm not a smart man. But anyway, oh yeah, I'm looking right into it, seeing spots. But anyway, you can have heat in that. It is a pretty good, ceramic bulb thingy holder. I have no memory of what they are called. But anyway, so I can put heat in there, and I will try to do some sort of light thing because there is a little hole in the back where I can pull a tiny cord, so I'll try to see. Otherwise I'll just throw a heat light in there and put the saw scale vipers in. But I do have to do the normal kind of maintenance before I do anything else. I need to mist and stuff. This little one needs some humidity. This one needs even more. Noticed his eyes are looking rather dreadful, so I'm guessing we're near the end of the shed cycle. And kind of same with this guy. He had his head out like 10 minutes ago, but his eyes also look pretty terrible. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll start with the spitting Cobra and try to get some sort of situation going with the big enclosure. Because, I have that really big enclosure that I haven't shown you in quite a while. And that whole project is kind of on ice for the moment. But it's filled up with substrate that's just been sitting there. There's a couple of plants in there, so I go in there, mist and all that. So it has really nice, good substrate. So I'm gonna pull that out as much as I can and see how much that will fill up this enclosure. And if that isn't enough, there is an expo tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna go with my brother as we always do, and yeah, I'll pick up some substrate. Our good friends at reptiliazoo.se, link down below. I will probably buy some substrate off of them if this is not enough. So maybe this will be a multi-day series. Who knows? But anyway, I'm gonna get going, and I'm gonna pop in a couple of headphones, put on a good podcast, and just go around, mist everything. So I'll talk to you in a while. So, in hindsight, probably should have waited with the podcast because that took like 5 minutes. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pull out the spitting cobra and I kind of want to talk to you. So yeah, that was pointless. But anyway, gonna grab our trusty old goggles that somehow has turned a little bit dirty. So I'm gonna clean these off a little bit and then we're gonna pull out the spitting cobra. Oh, there we go. A little bit of water making everything slightly distorted, but I think I see well enough. And she's hiding out in here, so yes, I know, honey. See if I can actually flip her hide up all the way. Oh, and she's on the run. Yeah, guys, I need to reset the camera. I think this will be a reasonable angle. Let's see if I can't get her out without ruining the plants. Yeah, I actually have to take this thing out. Cobras. Complicated little creatures. But she's beautiful though. Just look at that. Oh. Okay, honey. You're about to fall down, so. Beautiful. Angry though, but she'll survive. The point is, we're getting some poop out, and she might be angry now, but I'm sure she will feel a little bit happier. I know I would. I need to get visors instead. I hate these. First of all, they fog up like super easy, and I get these lines. I don't need more stuff to mess up my face. The problems you have. Anyway, poop. So, it turns out that pretty small piece of poop actually can stink up an enclosure that much. Fascinating. And also, not to toot my own horn or anything, but guess who remembered to clean the glass? It might take some time before I get stuff done, and it might not be very well done, but it will happen. Because I actually see now from this angle, it wasn't a great job. Well, let's take a closer look at Miss Pink. That's why I have this weird angle. But yeah, goggle up and let's see. She's been very quiet until I moved the can. But she is pretty much all bark, no bite. No. Whoa. So, could you please? Let's take a look at this. Well, I guess this is about as good as a shot as we're gonna get. Oh, no. And we'll just gotta release her back. Yo, you gotta. Okay, I'm putting it in for you. Ah, how nice. She's a good snake. Let me just adjust this a little bit. There we go. Yeah, she's a good snake. A bit vocal, but that's all right. You're allowed to be vocal when you're a cobra. It's kind of what they do. Yeah. I mean, I noticed from my last video, you cannot tell how thick she really is. Like, she's getting heavy, like really heavy. Like, to me, she's still the baby worm she was when I got her. She weighed nothing. But she's growing up so much. I love you. I think she might not love me, but I think she's pretty okay with me. I mean, she never strikes at me or anything. She's very well behaved. Very, very proud of her. But anyway, I can't keep talking about her. Still have a lot of stuff to do today. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop my headphones back in and we'll just see how much of this process I actually film, because it's probably not gonna be too fun to watch. So I might just skip it all together or do something. Well, you know what? You'll see. You'll see. Oh yeah, so I wildly underestimated overestimated the amount of substrate I could salvage, because yay, I could cover the corner. Great. So I totally have to pick some stuff up at the expo tomorrow. And I will bring the camera, but I probably won't film very much. Like, you guys probably know that I'm not there like as a visitor. I'm there to kind of help my brother, because he has a couple of ball pythons and stuff to sell. So yeah, that's what we're doing. But I will bring the camera and yeah, I'll let him say hello to all of you. And in the meantime, I pretty much have not a single thing to do here. So say hello to this little one who shows his face. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's a he. But I guess I'll see you guys at the expo. So, funny story. I totally forgot to bring the camera. So I've actually been to the expo and it was great fun, actually. I didn't buy like anything super unnecessary. I did find a snake that I so wanted to buy, but I didn't. And I'm patting myself on the back for that, because it's a snake that I've been wanting for a long time. And I'm still planning on getting one, so yeah, you can guess all you want what that might be. I did pick up some food for all the dudes and dudettes in here. A bunch of substrate, which, I mean, some of it is getting all juicy and nice over there. Still have like a full 3-pack brick of this stuff. It's not my favorite substrate, but it is super convenient. I did, however, get a couple of new plants, both for the Vogels and the Sri Lankan. And first I got a couple of air plants. I got one there and one there. And I got some Spanish moss. And yeah, it might look a little bit, actually it does look kind of good, but maybe a little bit thin. But if you know anything about Spanish moss, is that you see each individual strand there is like its own separate plant. So this is pretty much an indestructible plant. It just keeps going and going and going. About one piece, like the smallest piece they had, and it did cover like this and this. I mean, I admit the ones I put in here doesn't look very good, not at all, because it looks exactly like how I did it, like I just placed it there. Because I mean, he is up in the corner and he's going through shed, so I didn't want to bother him or anything, so I just took my tongs and like whoop. These guys though, I did hot glue them. I could do that with him still in the enclosure, but this little rascal who is somewhere, oh, I can see the tail sticking up, was super mad at me, so I had to pull him out to do that, because pretty alright strike range on those, like good enough that I didn't want to risk it, you know, because it's just stupid. But yeah, I really want this to kind of take. So these guys already look, I mean, I was gonna glue it onto like the edge there, because I just hate that you can see there the saw mark, but I couldn't get it to stick, so I did it there instead, and I'm pretty happy about it. I'm pretty happy about the placement of that as well. But yeah, I did get a bunch of food as well, so I figured I'll just feed some stuff. 4 snakes, the puff adders, the copperhead, and the coral cobra. Let's just feed them. This is like the in-between footage or something. I don't know. I'm tired, bro, so you're just gonna have to deal with me. So this guy hasn't exactly been the best eater lately. I guess he's been feeling the winter. Yeah, I can hear his tail though. Come on. You kind of always want to strike me, but food? No. No. Take that as a strike. Please eat. Crazy little dude. But let's check out another crazy dude. And if you guessed that the crazy dude was a coral cobra, you guessed completely right. Because even though he's like the sweetest guy, you all know that he turns into such a freak when he's about to eat. Come on, buddy. Now, for crying out loud. Are you like that deep in sleep, or what's the problem? Oh, got some movement. Here we go. Did like a death roll. And I think he got something in his mouth. Well, if you act normal, this would not happen. Oh well. He'll figure that out. It's not the first time he's done something like this. Like I said, he turns into a madman when it's feeding time. All rhyme and reason. Poof. Gone. But the puff adders, on the other hand, are a little bit more gentle, so let's do that. Gentle might be the wrong word, but what I mean is there's no fuzz, just a big old strike, and that's it. He does chew down pretty hard on it though. Oh, I messed up the lock. Gonna have to fix that. Yeah, let's see what Mrs. Puffadder is up to. Hi, honey. Yeah, that's about as exciting as it gets with her. I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell that I am completely exhausted. So yeah, I'm actually not gonna deal with this today. I'm just gonna let that substrate do its thing, and I'll come back tomorrow and deal with that. I need to, well, A, I need to shower, and 2, I need to sit down and do nothing. So yeah, end of part 2, I guess. So we're back with the third and final part of this video. And yeah, I'm pretty much just as tired as I was in part 2, because after I filmed that, I took a little nap, which was nice. Then I went out and had a good time, which ended up with me singing Bob Dylan songs by myself at like 3 in the morning. That was after I parted ways with the people I was hanging out with. I didn't just had a great big party by myself. I do have friends and stuff. But anyway, took a long time to get started with this whole thing. And the enclosure is done. It doesn't look, I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but it's absolutely not as nice as I would have wanted. But then again, I wasn't planning on doing this just now. But take a look at this. It's very empty in that corner because I mean, I wanted to focus on making this, you know, good or good-ish. I would have liked a bit more dense, you know, stuff so he can feel safe. But then I would probably have like this part of the enclosure decorated. So I just threw something together, but we will do a complete rehaul of this enclosure in the future. And these 2 plants in the back, I had them in that super big one, the behemoth, and they haven't been looking too good lately, so I'm gonna try to salvage them. But yeah, I think he will perhaps enjoy this. Perhaps not that part of the enclosure, but who knows. But yeah, gotta work with what you have. Ooh. And he's been in the can for a while now, so I'm not gonna drag this out because I'm exhausted and I want to like relax. I also need to go around, do some stuff. Also, I had to re-glue that air plant because I don't know if it fell down by itself or if he kind of knocked it down somehow. Yeah, we won't see him. He's wedged under this. You can maybe see a little bit of him. If you can see anything through this dirty ass glass. There we go. But yeah, let's get my little dude into his new home, see how he likes it. So I think this will be a good enough angle. You see me enough, so this is more for him than it is for me. Let's see. Oh, hi buddy. I know. Yeah, he looks a bit skittish. There we go. Let's see, can we do this a bit dirtier? Just take a look at my beautiful dude. The runaway man who's hanging on by a thread. So, we're gonna explore on the floor. I don't think so, buddy. Let's just put him back, see if he wants to go in by himself. Don't mind all the dirt. I really do have to clean up. I've made a total mess. Yeah, okay, so he is exploring. Of course, he went straight into the empty corner because he wants to check out his entire new place. But I imagine we won't see him there a lot of time once he's settled in. Hi, buddy. Hi. So you've got a lot of space. Yeah, a lot of space. We better just leave him be, let him explore on his own, and I'm gonna do the rest of the stuff I need to do and totally ignore cleaning in here today. I'll do that tomorrow or something. Okay, just another little peek at him. So I wonder how I will ever be able to catch him again. I hope he hits like a growth spurt or something, because small snake, big enclosure, it's always a little bit more risky. And he's doing something in the back. But yeah, I am gonna call it here. You can probably tell that I'm done as a performer. I just want to relax. I want to take a shower. And I want to sit down. Anyways, you don't care. But thank you guys so much for watching. I know this has been a pretty random video, I think. Various levels of energy. But I'm still super grateful that you've been watching. I love you. Don't forget that. And just take care, won't you? Just please promise me that. Take care, have a good time, and I'll see you guys on the next one.